Hi everyone, thanks for watching. This is part 2 of my review of the BOG Deathgrip 360 shooting chair and rest. And just to note, this is an educational video, and there is some range footage, but it's all quite safe, and no rifles are unloaded when they're pointing anywhere near the camera, only when they're pointing downrange away from the camera. Cheers. Here we are at my regular haunt for ratting. The farmer's moved a few bales, and you can see rat runs inside 2 of those bales. That's the usual hotspot in the far corner. I normally sit about here, which is about 38 meters from the rats, although I have recently engaged rats as close as 6 meters on the corner there, or on top of this wall. Let's show you the kit. I'm just going to get out my bucket seat and trigger sticks and show you how I usually creep in, set up. Imagine this being pitch darkness. This is how I set up, and this is how I take on the rats. So I'll set a camera up, record myself setting up, and then I'll do the same with the new BOG 360 chair and articulated gun rest. Okay, so the issue here is, although I'm in a rotating bucket seat, if a target presents itself further left or further right, I've got to pick up the sticks, and I'm wobbling a bit on the bucket seat. It's not very stable, so I've got to inch my feet to the left, move around and get in position, or inch to the right, for example, to shoot a rat high on the wall. And I've even shot some in a corner just 5 or 6 meters away, but it's not ideal on a wobbly bucket seat. It's the right height, but it's wobbly even on a flat concrete surface, and I've got to always move the trigger sticks, and I'm always in here in pitch darkness. There's a faint glow from some of the opaque panels on the ceiling, letting a little bit of moonlight in, but that's usually it. So it's kind of feel my way around, and I'm usually wearing my Phoenix HM65R Shadowmaster head torch. To actually go for a walk, I clamp the rifle as close to its point of balance as possible. Clamp it there, and you can see it's stable. Then direct it away from myself, grab my crutch, and then I've got to reach down for, I've got a few millimeters of seat. And then, carefully stand up. And at the end of the night, I put my head torch on and I'm free to move around. But moving around is not ideal. And even with the rotating bucket seat, the seat does rotate, but it doesn't freely rotate. I'll see how this looks when I use the BOG 360 seat. It's got the same BOG ultralight clamp on for the rifle, and I'll do the same thing how I would do it if I was coming out tonight after dark with the BOG seat. Wish me luck. So I attempted this yesterday and realised it was a little bit of a stretch for me to carry all the pieces into the barn in a simulation of what I would do after dark and assemble them all. It's a little bit fiddly, and plus the whole assembly weighs 10 kilos. So what I'm going to do here is, as if I'd just arrived after dark in the barn at night for some ratting, I'm going to assemble the chair in the boot of the car in the hatchback and then just lift it into the barn, set it up and see how doable this is. It's about one or 2 degrees right now. So we have the main components. We have the chair, which already has the rotating rest that fastens to the spindle, and then to go onto that arm, this is the articulated gun rest. The fiddly bit yesterday was pressing in this spring-loaded detente. There's a click there. Now I can lift this out into the barn, and all I have to do then is slot in the articulated gun rest and lock that off. First thing in the barn, just as I was setting up the camera tripod for my wife to film from, and there's a little juvenile rat making its way along, just 5 or 6 meters to our right. So imagine I'm doing this in the dark. I'll speed this up a bit. So out to the car, grab the gun rest and my rifle, quietly close the doors behind me and back over to finish assembly. Now with the rest on, I have to move the rest inwards, otherwise the point of balance will be over here and it'll topple over. So you do have to be aware of that. And I could normally make a little bit of noise doing this because when it's windy, those doors clank back and forth and the rats are sort of 35 to 40 meters away. And me making a small amount of noise doesn't disturb them. I want to adjust height a little bit. I have to take the weight off first. And that's perfectly comfortable to target the usual hotspot. Although this is daylight, I'm showing you what I would normally do in the darkness. And a perfect example is that in the past at night, that 8-9 foot wall behind my wife here, the rifle's completely unloaded, there's no magazine in, So I'm just about to point the rifle past my lovely wife. So if there was a rat close to me, I can freely pivot around, watching the top of that wall. In fact, just 2 minutes ago, a rat ran along there, a small one, and went into a hole over here. I would probably have to just quietly drop the arm a little bit lower, and I'll put this footage from the scope, from the DS3550. I'll put this in the video so you can see the spot I'm targeting. A rat went into this rat hole just 5 minutes ago. It's a small one. You can see how quiet it is if I spin around. I'm actually steering myself around with one foot, and I'll put this footage in as well so you can see how steady I'm holding crosshairs on the crevice in the far corner where the rats usually appear. There's a tiny little bit of wobble because of the general setup, but I haven't even got both feet apart. Well, that's perfectly usable to shoot rats out to 40 meters rested like this. And this is a short rifle, the crate. I've got the Arca Swiss rail underneath, and that's a relatively short shoulder to rest is a relatively short distance. If I had my Impact M3 sniper with its 700mm barrel, I could actually have the rifle rested way out here in the shoulder, and you can tighten off any of these adjusters. There's always going to be a little bit of wobble because it's a chair, but zoom in. Yeah, I'm holding the crosshairs right now on a small rat hole in the far corner, about 6 feet up. Perfect. And then packing up would be the reverse, so I would fold that back, put the crate in the gun slip at my feet. Let's just show you. Compared to my previous wobbly bucket seat, I can stand up relatively easily. Much better, much more stable as well. And I don't need to move the trigger sticks back and forth, which always make a clanking noise on the concrete when I move them. With the bucket seat, I can't pan around anywhere near as smoothly as I just did. So these get my seal of approval. I'll take them to the Grampian Aeroplane Club tonight, ask everyone else's opinions, and get more opinions on cameras for you. Thanks for watching. Hi Ernie, how you doing?
Hello.
So can you repeat for the camera what you just said to Tony on the phone?
Yeah, so what I said is one of those items. Do you want it? Yes. Do you need it? Probably not, but very comfortable.
So it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's adjustable height. It does go slightly higher, and it goes quite a bit lower. And there's the gun rest, of course. So you like it, yeah?
Yeah.
Very comfortable, and it's a wide enough seat.
Yes.
A wide enough seat. It's easy to stand up.
Enough support.
Right. So Ernie's moved over. We've moved back. The range is empty. The rifle is empty and unloaded. There's nobody else here yet except myself and Ernie's the range master for the night. So I've moved you back here, Ernie, so you can try it properly. And how does it feel?
Very good. I like it. It's stable.
Very stable, yeah.
Yeah.
And you would
how you call it? The movement in it. Yeah, absolutely.
So you'd happy to be engaging targets to what range?
Up to 50.
Up to 50 meters.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And you just said that this is more comfortable and stable than sitting at a wooden chair.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's how stable that chair feels.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So can you do me, the other reason I've moved you here, can you do me a favour? Imagine you're in your massive, massive country home garden and you've got targets all around you. Do you want to sort of spin around? Just push yourselves with your feet, that's it. I'll move so I'm not looking down the barrel, but even though the rifle is safe. So.
Yeah, that's fine too.
So it's fine rotating it around.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Well, first impression, if you're like we just did, we're moving around.
Yeah.
The rifle seems to be very stable.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I like this.
You like it a lot?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So obviously it is a heavy item, 10 kilos altogether, and you cannot stand up and walk away while the rifle is in the rest.
Yes.
So you'd have to have a gun rest on the floor beside you so that you could lay it down before you stand up.
Yeah.
But when you stood up a minute ago, you said it was very easy to push off because the chair is comfortably big and your sides.
Yeah. It feels stable.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like it.
Excellent. So that's going on the wish list, is it?
Christmas?
Christmas list. Christmas wish list, brilliant.
Yeah.
The other thing is, of course, you do have to take the weight of the rifle in your lap, for example, if you want to adjust the control by your side and raise or lower the actual gun rest.
But I think first impressions, and I think practice will probably show it, what I like is the pivoting part of this.
Yeah.
You know, that you go from, let's say, 20 to 50 without too much.
Yeah, you can just pivot it from 20 meters to 50 meters, engage different range targets. Brilliant. So you like it then?
Yeah, I do.
Because I love it, but I wanted to get someone else's opinion of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, again, do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. Simple as that. I think the only thing we need to do is actually test it.
Yeah. So if we move it back forwards into this bay, you'll have to move the rifle first. So what are you doing? You're doing experiments. You're not using the left arm, just resting the rifle on the rifle rest.
That's correct.
And you're going for a 50-meter target.
Yeah. Stable.
Yeah.
Now I'm bringing it forward. Doing the same thing. 25. One of the spinners. Yeah, I like this.
Brilliant. So that's a 25-meter spinner.
Yeah.
And that's a sort of 25 mil spinner or thereabouts.
I'm going to bring it a bit forward. 20. The little rat.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this. You know, we're not using my left arm. It still remains stable.
Well, that's a brilliant test.
Yeah.
So if you were using your left arm, it'd be even more stable.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because now I still get a little bit moving from a left of my right elbow. But if you would use both, yeah, very nice.
Excellent.
Like
Thanks for your opinions. I'll put some details down below this video so that your kids can see to add it to next year's Christmas list.
Exactly. You know,
brilliant.
If you're wondering what I want, we found it.
Your kids are going to hate me.
Yeah, you see, going back to what you mentioned.
Yeah.
We're talking about stability of the chair.
Yeah.
You know, so I took the rifle out of its rest.
Yeah.
Got it here. I can, you know.
If you stand up, no problem at all.
Yeah, and the chair doesn't.
You wouldn't believe how many times I've stood up from my little bucket seat and the bucket seat falls over.
You have that with these.
Yeah.
You know, with these little ones, with this.
These little ones.
Works fine.
Excellent.
Nice, very nice.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ernie. So we have Bill here with a very long rifle. It's unusual. It's got twin regs and twin plenums. This is a great test of the BOG 360 seats extendable articulated rest. And you can, the different parts of the arm, there are like locking screws, you can just, locking wheels rather, so you can lock them to stop it moving so much. So there's,
That would help.
yeah. There we go.
A little better.
Right, a bit more stable now you've tightened it up.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Definitely a lot better.
So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Ernie. Would you like one of these?
Aye. Where do you get them from?
This is from Sportsman.
Oh.
And this is the full all singing, all dancing one with all the attachments and adjustments and everything. It will go lower, because you're not as tall as myself. This is not quite as, it will go slightly higher as well, but it will go quite a bit lower.
That's that.
That's you.
Aye.
So what do you think, Bill?
That's a beautiful stand. I would do one of these.
You would?
Aye.
And if you try, if you want to, the whole thing pivots left and right, the chair rotates, and the stand is obviously very adjustable.
I like the way that can be folded around like that and to set your gun on.
Well, yeah, yeah, that's cool, but just don't stand up. You're not meant to stand up and leave the gun on the rest.
No, but
the whole thing would fall.
I could load a magazine up here and then go back to the gun.
Excellent.
And then bring it round and start shooting again.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's quite a good. I like that.
I think some of the attachments Ernie would like include target holder, pellet holder, and a cup of tea holder.
I think this is good. Really nice the way it is.
Yeah.
And goes with the gun.
Yeah.
And the scope.
They all look pretty well matched, don't they?
Yeah, I would have this system.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. And that was steady enough, you were hitting targets out to 50 metres?
Aye, I was getting all my stuff. Once I tightened up my screws to stiffen it up,
yeah,
it was beautiful.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks very much, Bill.
Right.
Thanks to everyone who's got this far. Coming in a second, 18 minutes of sort of take one failed footage, sped up down to 5 minutes for how I failed to set up the BOG 360 chair from scratch, there and then on my permission, all while trying not to scratch it on the floor, because of course it's a loaner unit I've got to send back very shortly. Thanks very much for watching. More to come very soon. Enjoy your shooting. Take care.